Hello. In this video, there's just a few things that we want to be clear. We're getting a few weeks into the semester and we've reached the point where we actually have our first graded assignment. Hopefully, if you've been keeping up, you've been watching the instructional videos, you've been keeping up with the homework in the book that is ungraded, solutions posted on Brightspace, but this week we get the first graded assignment, our first take-home assignment. That's what I've been talking about. The in-book stuff, that's what you should be working and going with as you go through the videos, and then this is the first graded assignment. So I have this posted on Brightspace, and you notice the way I have it printed out, it's a front and back here, and then this page here. It's sections 1 and 2. It's 6 problems from section 1, and then 4 problems from section 2. We really want to get in the groove with this because this is pretty much going to be every week for the rest of the semester. You'll get a take-home assignment on Monday. It will be due the following Monday. So, how do you go through and do this? First thing, just the submissions. If you want to print it out, you certainly can do that, and then you do your work here. I tried to give you enough room to do your problems. If things get messy, you could always just, do it on a separate piece of paper, do it on the back, something like that. You don't have to actually print this out. It's perfectly fine for you to just view this online. I sent it to you as a PDF document, and you just work on clean paper, just to make sure you're keeping clear what problem is what, section 1, number 1, section 1, number 2. That's all. You don't even have to recopy directions. Here it's not so bad, but later on the directions can get a little longer, and even for the inequalities, you don't have to recopy the directions, just copy the problem and then get to work. That'll be just fine with me. How do you submit it? This is what we need to talk about. So the submission for an online class, this is where you need some technology. So if you want to print this out, you just do it on clean paper. The one thing you can do, which most students tend to do, scan this into a file. Scan this as a PDF file, okay? That's where a lot of people look into your different technology. A lot of printers nowadays have a scanning feature. A lot of our laptops and iPads and things, they have a camera, which you could also use as a scan. Your smartphones, sometimes you need to get a little extra app. Some students use what's called Cam Scanner, which is normally a built-in app. I always have been using Turbo Scan, which is a free app. And again, it works just like a picture. Set your phone up, take a picture of this, but it doesn't actually come out as a picture file, it comes out as a PDF file. The PDF file is so much more friendly because it is so much of a smaller file. So that way, whether you take a picture and each individual picture you take is its own PDF file, or you do multiple pictures as one, either way, it's still a very small file. Even if you add 10, 15 pages, no problem at all. It'll fit in an email and that's fine. If you try and send me a regular picture, well, 2 things come up. Number 1, if you actually do it as a scan, well, now that allows me as a scan file to zoom in a little bit if I need, if something looks a little unclear. But if you just take a regular picture file, I get that picture. And if it's blurry, I can't see it. You take the picture from far away, I can't read it. So there's a few silly things that we have to deal with. But the worst, bigger aspect is the fact that if you, oftentimes if it's more than 2 pictures, those picture files are too large and will overwhelm the email. It'll get rejected, it won't go through. So that's what we'd like to avoid. Other people still, there are other creative online solutions. I'm sending you this as a PDF file. So for some people, they like to use technology. You have a smart pen. You could just use your smart pen on your iPad and annotate, edit the PDF file. You just do your work right there and you submit it electronically. That works fine. For some people, if you're around on campus, I'm around on campus on Mondays and Wednesdays, so you could always actually come in and give it to me in person. You could drop it off in my mailbox. The main office is Science 245. I have a mailbox with my name. You could drop it in there. I believe they close around 5 o'clock. So if you are there later, well, again, Monday and Wednesday, I'm there later in the day. You could always just let me know and I'll tell you where I am. My office is Science 324. You could always slide it under my door, even if I'm not in the office. If you do, just again, make sure your name and my name is on it. I share an office with other people. If they see my name on it, they'll at least put it on my desk. They won't just step on it or leave it on the floor. So that's the main thing. Making sure you're clear. First graded item, you get this on Monday, it's due the following Monday. You can hand it in early. Some people want to get right to work, hand it in as soon as they can. But here's the next thing, everybody. This is where, talking about our grade, you want to start accumulating points. And this is a take-home assignment. You have a week to do it, so you certainly want to make sure this goes well. But as a way to help prepare for tests, especially students who have struggled with math, especially when it comes to the time, how long does it take them to complete a test? Sometimes people feel like they're very frantic and they just can't get things done during a test time period. How do you improve that? Well, one way is you could do it with these assignments. You could start to make those improvements. If you've been sticking with us with our class, you've watched the instructional video, then you get a review video, and for this week you'll get reviews for section 2 and 3, and you're also doing homework. So ideally it's you've watched the instructional video, you've done some homework, then you're doing a review video. So this is the 4th time at least that you're looking at this topic. Some people, it's not quite that clean. They watch the video a second time, they start homework, then they come back to it and do more later point. There's a little more variety there, but this should be the 4th time you're looking at this. So while I want you to make sure that this goes well, that you take your time, that you look your work over, but the one thing you can do, treat it like it's a quiz. Whether you want to do one at a time, just focus on section 1, and then separately just focus on section 2. Give yourself 20, 25 minutes for each of those. Test yourself. See what you can do in 25 minutes. See if you remember all the little particulars that come up. And at the end of that 25 minutes, if you came a little short, that just gives you a reminder of, okay, I still should do a little bit more. Go back, do a little bit more. Sometimes it's just reminding yourself. People know the steps, but if they get a little more practice, they'll remember those steps a little bit faster and they can move through the problems a little more methodically. It's not 5 minutes to get one problem started. It's a few seconds. It's 20, 30 seconds of thinking, okay, this is the problem, this is what I need to do, now let me get started and go through and do it. So that's the value. I'm talking doing them one at a time. Some people do them both together. Give yourself 45 minutes. See if you can do all this as one. That's going to be good practice. So that way when we get to our tests, you're going to have a 2-hour window to take the test, scan it. Same thing, folks. Your tests, you're going to submit them the same way you're doing this. So again, I'll send them as a PDF file. You're using your smart pen. You're printing it out. You're just doing it on clean separate paper, but you're going to resubmit it to me through email. There's no submission through Brightspace. You will send me an email and attach, whether it's the take home or later on the test, you will attach it as a file. So hopefully that's clear. The last thing I want to mention, again, take-home assignment going out this Monday, due the following Monday. Late submissions. Sometimes, things get busy, you forgot about an assignment, you fell behind. I will accept late submissions. You lose 1 point every day it's late. This first one will be worth 10 points. So if you don't get it to me until Tuesday, well then the most you can get is 9 points. Wednesday, the most you can get is 8 points. Wednesday is the last day I would accept a late submission. So we want to plan for that. And then, like I said, that's it. We're going to be moving along. We have several more of these. This week, we're going to get into this one. Next week, we'll have another one. Probably just cover section 3. The week after will be sections 4 and 5. We have a few more weeks till we get to our first test. The one quick thing I want to mention about our tests. I asked for some of your availability, and not surprisingly, we're all over the place. But what it does seem, more of you seem to be free in the evenings. So I'm thinking for our test windows, we'll probably set them up like Tuesday and Thursday in the evening. If that still doesn't work for you, that's where I'll just remind you, I'll make another video like this. Make sure that you let me know in advance and we could find another time. So when it does come to tests, that'll be a little extra burden. This is no big deal, goes out Monday, is due the following Monday. But when we get to tests, you're gonna have to make sure you send me an email to let me know which test window works for you or if we need to make alternative arrangements. Okay, that's it for now. Make sure you're keeping up with the work. Again, you're gonna have section 2 and 3 review videos this week, along with new material as well. So I hope you're getting used to this, going forward, but still going back a little bit, making sure we're sharp and fresh on our topics. Let me know if you're having any questions or problems, everybody.